Hello everyone, welcome to the Salesforce development course. In this course, we are going to let you know what and all the contents we are going to cover up under the Salesforce development. In previous lecture, we learned what is Salesforce administration. In that, Salesforce core features everything we learned. So now in the development part, if something we are not achievable through the Salesforce core feature, that we can take into the development, like using programming language, we can complete the business requirement. So for that, we have to learn the Salesforce development. So let's get into the video. In this first module, we are going to learn one programming language that is called Apex. Apex is provided by Salesforce. So basically, before going to the Apex, I will explain you basics fundamentals of the programming, basic level object oriented programming concepts. Then we will start this introduction to the Apex part 1. Like I'll segregate as a part 1 and part 2. So in part 1, we are going to see like a declarative versus programmatic approach of the development, data types, operators, system.debug, formalizing to dev tools versus code, asynchronous, anonymous block, everything we are going to cover up in the part 1. In part 2, anatomy of the class, like class structure, how it will look like, method, static versus instance method, pass by value versus pass by reference, introduction to the OOPS, extending a classes, interfaces. Everything we are covered up under part 2. So after completing the Apex programming, we have to know about some tools for the development and debugging the Apex. So our like what and all the tools is required to writing the Apex code, deploying the code, retrieving the code to the Salesforce org, everything we will see in this particular module. So after completing this, we will go into the querying and manipulating Salesforce data. In that module, we are going to learn about SOQL, SOSL, and like a basic relationship between the queries like in objects, SOQL in Apex, querying records in batches by using SOQL for loops. Everything we are cover up in this particular module. Like Apex is basically combination of programming and the database. If you guys know about Java or SQL before, this is very absolutely easy to learn Apex programming language. It's kind of combination of Java programming and SQL. So after that we will see, we will get to know, let you know to writing the Apex triggers. So in that particular model, what is Apex triggers in Salesforce? What all the different types of triggers available in Salesforce? When should we use triggers, trigger events, everything we will see in this particular module, handle, pattern, everything. Then after completing the Apex triggers, we move forward to the test classes like writing unit testers in Apex. So in Salesforce, we have to write test classes for every code. The average percentage code coverage is 75% we have to cover up. So that one, like how you have to build your test classes, how you have to create your own data, everything we will see in this particular module. So after completing this, we will going to see asynchronous processes in Apex. Asynchronous, we all aware, like in background it will run. See, like if you are deleting some set of records, that time you don't need to wait and see the deleting things. You can do some other operations also. That's the like it have to run in background, so that we can say asynchronous. So in asynchronous Apex, like we can see like future methods, schedulable, queuable, batch processing, everything we will cover up under the asynchronous processing in Apex. After completing this, we will move into the integrations. So we all aware like why we need integrations. We cannot do everything within the Salesforce. Like in the sense for some business requirement, we may need some third party tools also. So for that we need integration. So I'll teach you in that particular module integrations with Salesforce, like web communication fundamentals, understanding REST versus SOAP, then messaging exchange formats like it can be XML or JSON, then performing callouts to external services like HTTP request and HTTP response. Everything we will cover up in this integration with Salesforce part 1 video. Once we learn the basics of the integration, we will move further to the external services callings to the Salesforce. Salesforce versus Apex REST, SOAP callings using web methods, enterprise and partner WSDL. Everything we will see in part 2 of the integration video. So once we complete the integration part, we will move to the building custom user interfaces using visual forces. Like in the sense, see, first we covered up the programming. Later we saw the how to write the queries and all. After completing queries, we saw like triggers. So after that, we will move to the integrations. Once we completed the integrations, we will concentrate on the front end part. So in UI, for building a custom user interfaces, we have like Salesforce are providing visual forces, Aura components, LWC components. So first we will see like how visual force will help to build your customizing your UI. So that will we will cover up in this module. So after completing this module, we will move forward to creating customizing your UI using Aura components. Aura is like little more advanced level compared to Visual Forces, sorry. So in this Aura, like we will look on introduction to the Lightning Aura component, anatomy of Lightning Aura component, attributes, expressions, communications with Salesforce, events in Aura, debugging, styling UI with SLDS, everything we will cover up under the Aura components, like custom user interfaces using Aura. So once we completed the Aura, we will move to the LWC. LWC is little more advanced than Visual Force and Aura. So in LWC, we are going to cover up in like I'll segregate as a part 1 and part 2 video. In part 1, we are going to see the fundamentals like introduction to the LWC, Aura versus LWC, anatomy of LWC, lightning playground, create your first project, properties, invoking Apex from LWC, everything we will see in part 1. Once we completed the part 1, in part 2, we are going to see like managing navigations in LWC, working with E1s, accessing Salesforce data, using custom components in Lightning Experience. Everything we will cover up in part 2. Like basically for UI, we will not touch end to end. Like we will see the basic line. We will cover up the concepts of basic things, basic fundamental things. We will cover up in Salesforce development. If you guys want to learn more about the LWC or Aura, you have to go to the separate session for the particular LWC or Aura. Okay. In the development, we will cover some basics, like not only basic, some like 40 to 45% we will cover up in this. These are the syllabus we are going to cover up under the Salesforce development. Once we completed the particular syllabus, we are going to do this hands-on 4 projects: restaurant e-management system, connecting Postman to the Salesforce order management system, creating a customer feedback form. So what and all the concepts we learned so far, using that we will build so many features under the each project. That is like completely hands-on. This is full live practical session, so you will learn many things on these projects. So coming to certifications, if you go through this particular session, you can able to crack platform development 1 and platform development 2. Like we will provide you more hands-on and practical sessions, so that will help you to clear this particular exams. The certifications are provided by Salesforce. The doing certifications is highly recommendable. Like as we already said, this is on demand skill. Same the time we have to do the certifications also. That is highly recommendable. I hope you guys will understood like what and all the things we are going to cover up under the Salesforce development. So let's catch you in the class. Thank you.